Welcome to Out the Trunk with Jordan and Darius. This is our sports segment. We're going to do these once a week about what's going on in the sports world. Saturday was the grand kickoff. We're not counting week zero. Saturday was the real kickoff of the college
Yes.
football weekend with a 12 o'clock Eastern showdown between Texas and Ohio State. Did you watch the game?
I overslept, so I missed part of the game, and then I saw on Twitter how they were killing Arch Manning, and I was like, "Well, I'm good on that one."
I did watch the game, and the killing was deserved. Arch
Justified.
Manning was awful. He was skipping the ball all over the field.
Yeah,
To be fair, it was on the road against Ohio State, which is,
tough place
there's
to
a
play.
tough place to play that has a couple NFL players on that defense. They're playing against Matt
Yeah, defense is
Patricia,
raw as
who's
fuck.
Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator.
Hmm.
They threw him in hot grease, but he looked horrible. And for a five-star recruit with so much, I mean, he had like three commercials in the game, and someone said at
Yeah.
one point he had more commercials than completions. And people say the media hyped him and all of that, and they're like, that's okay, they did, but
Yeah,
he had to accept those commercials.
that is true.
You fed into it with the commercials. Don't act like you're an innocent
Hmm.
bystander here. And he was awful, and he'll look better next week because that was his very
Right.
first game. Not very first, but that was his first game of the season. But I thought he was truly alarming. How like I don't know how he'll ever recover as far as like his like esteem after
Brand.
that game. That was
Yeah.
rough. That was rough. What else did you see
Yeah.
Saturday?
Well, first of all, the memes from that game were insane. There was one where they spliced his face with Bronny James. That was
Yeah.
crazy. There was one that they spliced they
They are
did
the two
him.
most famous Nepo babies in
That is
sports.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. They did one where it was him side by side with what's the son's name from Breaking Bad?
Walt Jr.,
Yeah,
I
Walt
guess.
Jr. Yeah,
Yeah.
Walt Jr. Yeah, that was crazy. I almost fell out my bar chair when I saw that shit. Yeah, man, they were killing that dude. It was ridiculous.
You see the one where Peyton and Arch was like he's adopted,
He's
or Peyton
adapted.
and Eli were like he's adopted.
Yeah,
You know,
that one was crazy.
it should have been alarming to people that he couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers.
Yeah,
So look, it'll get better because he's
it's just week one, but
the competition will get worse, which means he'll perform better. But at the end of the day,
true.
they didn't bring him in there to beat UTEP. They bring him in there to win championships. So, and I don't really believe in learning curves for quarterbacks. I'm not one of these people who takes
Yeah,
it
we did
easy
talk
on
about that.
quarterbacks. Either you have it or you don't. And yeah, I don't believe like the freshman from Michigan.
Hmm.
He was fucking phenomenal. You could just see it when you watched him play. It just jumped off the
Yeah,
screen. It was different. And you know it when you see it. And when you know it when you see it, and you know something is wrong when you have to talk yourself into it. And I don't understand why
true.
we even do this thing where we talk ourselves into quarterbacks. And I see people talking themselves into Arch Manning, and I don't understand it.
Yeah,
He clearly, I mean, look, he may get better, but I don't think he'll ever be that because
yeah.
when the guys who are that, it shows up right away. So.
Right. Do you think it's pundits like wanting to stick to their original uh prognostications?
Yeah, I mean, no one wants to be wrong, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure why they gave him those that much hype when he didn't play against high level high school competition. He never beat
Hmm.
out Quinn Ewers. He looked
Hmm.
awful against Georgia last year when they threw him in there for
Yeah.
that series or two. And I mean, when he got on the field, he was skipping the like 5 yard crossing routes. He was just
Yeah, no, I
skipping. He
saw
was
some
putting the ball in the dirt.
yeah, I
And
remember you told me that and I was like, it can't be that bad. And I saw some of the highlights. I was like, oh, it was that
I
bad.
mean, he was terrible. I was up. I watched every snap of that game. Um, and he was god awful the whole time. So he made a couple
Yeah.
good throws in the fourth quarter, but we'll see next week. They play some bullshit team next week, so he'll get to, basically play a glorified scrimmage because he
Yeah, get
needs it.
a chicken soup game.
Yeah. All right. So you have anything else for him?
No, yeah, nothing on him.
We recorded an NFL preview podcast last week, and then Micah Parsons got traded. Not even 24 hours after that.
Yeah. I was like, you
Um,
got to be shitting me.
yeah, that sucked. But honestly, most of our preview held up anyway. But
Yeah.
what were your initial thoughts on the trade?
Um, One, I was surprised they traded him within the conference. I thought that was interesting slash stupid.
I actually
Um,
think that's the most overrated thing ever. Get the best value for the player. Who
Fair.
cares where you who ca- like even if
Now they
he's in
only
your
play like once a
division.
year, so that it's fine.
I mean, it's not even then. It depends. But like, even if it's in the division, your goal when you're trading a player is to get the most value for the player. You can't be worried
Yeah.
about which team you send them to, or if making that team better makes the value worse of the picks you get back. That's a different conversation. But like, oh, we might
Right.
have to play him
That's
again,
true.
and he might play well against us. That can't factor into your calculation. You just have to get the most value for the player.
That's fair.
Um,
Although I think it's more of an NBA um problem with trades than NFL. But yeah, that's
well,
true.
the NBA isn't run like a competitive league; it's run like a country club, so that's different.
Yeah, good point.
Like no one actually. Anyways, that's my other beef with the NBA. It just doesn't seem like anyone's actually competing against each other. It's all just like country club where like you'd like to win your game of golf against your buddies, but we're all just making money here and hanging out, having a good time.
Right.
Like, it's like the NFL is
Getting
actually
300 million.
cutthroat. I remember, it was like someone, I think it was Kevin O'Connor. He
Yeah.
tweeted that NBA 2K has grade inflation. Basically, there are way too many players who are 80 and above.
Right.
And one of the people who cover the NBA, I think his name was Tony Snell or something like that. He covers Utah and someone else. And he replied with
Okay.
the players would have their feelings hurt if if some rotation player was like a 65,
Right.
instead of grade inflated up to 80. And I'm like, that's the problem with the league right there. Something that would objectively make the product better, NBA 2K can't be done because it would make the players mad. And it's just like
Yeah.
that's right there. It seems small, but that's everything that's wrong with the
No,
NBA.
you're
Is that
right. That's a good
Adam
point.
Silver can't run a business because his business partners are giant babies. So I don't
Yeah.
know what to tell you.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't know what the solution is for that one, unfortunately, because of the nature of the contracts. I think I won't be surprised if there's another lockout when the CBA ends. I think the owners coming for blood, to be honest with you. So
They
it's
should.
really
The
gonna
player
suck.
NBA players are way too powerful. It's making the product worse. Like
Yeah,
it's less enjoyable to watch when,
the stars don't do their jobs.
not even that. It's just like it just doesn't feel like these dudes are like anyways, we're well.
Right.
It feels too
Yes.
much
Back
like a
to
country
NFL.
club where everyone's just there, get a little exercise in, play some golf. I'd like to win, but I'm
Yeah.
just here with my buddies getting paid. It's no big deal.
Yeah. The regular season doesn't mean as much as it used to. Because that shit used to be like not as much as part of your legacy as playoffs, but that used to be like a really, really big thing.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
just you're watching scrimmages now.
Yeah.
Even NBA partisans will be like, well, the real season doesn't start till Christmas. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
an
they'll
old
be
one. Yeah.
like, well, after the All-Star game, everyone's just kind of coasting to the playoffs. Well, like Christmas is September 25th. The All-Star game is the middle of February. So
Yep.
there's like 6 weeks where the NBA regular season is real, and the rest of the time I'm just
Yeah.
watching dudes get some exercise. Like,
Right.
and you were telling me this as an NBA partisan.
No, that's a real thing because they'll say like the first 20 games it's figured out
Yeah.
time, which is true. But and
Okay.
then, then you got trade deadline, then you got All-Star weekend, then you got, you know, coasting, then you got ramping up for the playoffs for seeding. Then if you're seeding secured, then you're doing load management. Yeah, it's a big
So why would I watch this shit? Like
yeah.
it's like this. The season is from Halloween to the middle of April, which is 5.5 months. And even the most partisan NBA head would be like, well, only 6 weeks of it actually matter.
Right.
But something's broken. Like,
No, it is. And then you got the whole thing of like if you try to go to a game, is the player gonna play?
yeah,
That sort of thing. Do you find out enough in time to like not go to the game or not get the ticket,
yeah,
or try to sell it? That kind of shit too. Um, yeah, NBA's got some shit to figure out.
yeah,
But back
for
to
sure.
Micah Parsons.
Micah
So I
Parsons.
honestly I was surprised. I was surprised that he went to the Packers. I didn't hear any reports of where his destination were, who Dallas was in trade talks with. So that was surprising. Um, the deal he got the same day he signed or was traded, I was surprised by that, but I'm glad he got his money. Um, I think that was my biggest shock, honestly. Well, and the fact that he only went for what was it, two firsts,
Yeah, two
two first
firsts
round picks?
and Kenny Clark.
Yeah, and
And you figure those firsts will be
Green
the
low,
Packers will
low,
be playoff teams at least. So you're figuring in the
right?
20s.
Yep.
To be fair, he passed the physical, but he had an epidural.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, some
as
back
I'm not
problems.
a doctor, but only women in labor get those, in my opinion. So that can't be good.
Right. Not at
Um,
all. And he's
I
what,
will say that
26?
apparently the he kind of rubbed people the wrong way in the locker room.
Hmm.
Which
How much of
you
that do you believe, aside from the podcast?
I mean, I think a lot. I think that matters a lot. I am
Hmm.
floored that teams allow these players to have podcasts.
During the
Um,
season?
I
NFL
during
and
the
NBA or
season,
both?
any of it, I wouldn't allow it. I just wouldn't. Like, how could you possibly be? You know, it has to go into this podcast every week. How could you
Right.
possibly be locked in? And then Micah's like, okay, the Kelsey brothers, they don't really be saying nothing on there, but these dudes
Yeah,
actually
they
be
don't.
talking. Micah
Yeah.
Parsons, like last year, said Dak wasn't a top 10
Top
quarterback on
10
this
quarterback. That
podcast.
was
And it's like,
crazy.
why would you bring that? Like, we're playing football games. We're trying to
Like,
build to
I'm your real
something.
life coworker, and I have to see you in the locker room
I am
every
your
day.
quarterback, whether you feel it or not. Like, are you trying to win football games? Or you trying to create content? Because
Yeah.
saying that on a podcast leads me to believe that you're trying to create content over
Hmm.
winning football games. Because I think it was Malik Hooker, who's a free safety for the Cowboys. He's like, our run defense is terrible. Are you focused on that? Are you focused on the podcast? And like, I'm just floored that these teams allow
Yeah.
these players to have these pod. You cannot tell me that it's not harming. Like you just can't. It's not the
Right. It takes a lot
same.
of time.
It takes a lot of time. You have to say interesting things, and often interesting things are controversial.
Yes.
I just
Especially if you're talking about your current like team. He's not watching other games and breaking those games down. He's
right.
talking about the week they just played. Like that they play on a Sunday, he's dropping an episode Monday or Tuesday,
Yeah.
breaking down or saying what happened. Some case pointing fingers.
Yeah, and you
Yeah, I thought that
can't
was
you
pretty
can't tell
crazy.
me you're not giving away some state secrets when you're speaking free
Hell
for
no.
for an hour every week. Like something, even if you're watching other teams,
Hmm.
there's insight into how you think as a player. You're giving people reads
Right.
on you, whether you want it to or not, whether you're trying to or
Hmm.
not. You're subconsciously doing something.
Correct.
And I just I don't get it. I really don't understand how
Yeah.
they're even allowed to do this. Furthermore, and then why would they even want to? So I don't get it.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out. I wonder if he'll still do it with the Packers or if they'll even let him do it, to be honest. That should be fun to see.
These
And
players
if the
lucky I'm
season
not commissioner of these leagues because I wouldn't. No.
yeah. If their season starts off slow, I wonder if he'll still do the podcast.
What was like Paul George when they were like it was like
Oh yeah, when they
the end
sucked,
of
he was like, "I'm
March.
gonna
He's
take
like,
a break." It's
who's
like,
in
dude, you're already out the
charge?
playoffs. You're done, guys. Yeah,
I
it's
really
like, yeah, for me, it was like, you might as well finish the podcast out because the season's over. You're done. You missed half the season with injury. Missed half the season with injury. He's gonna have to retire early. Most likely, that's what it's looking like. So you might as well
motherfucker
finish it out
missing
now.
half the games. They missed the recorded session yet,
Yeah,
and yeah, okay. Obviously, there's a physical component to playing that doesn't factor into recording, but you have to understand
correct.
optics matter.
Yeah.
And people bought tickets to a game to see you, and you weren't there, but then you're in their
Hmm.
feed with the podcast
Right.
the next day. Like,
And Paul
why?
George was shooting his shit basically in real time. Like,
I don't
at
get
least like
it,
with
man.
the like LeBron and the Mind the Game pod, you can tell they shot that shit like they stocked episodes. You can tell
Yeah.
because they broke them up in half, so they're wearing the same outfits, whatever the case may be. So it's like if you're gonna do it, at least stock up episodes so you have time to focus on your season. That way, if shit goes left, you're not looking crazy out here.
Well, furthermore, I wouldn't allow anyone to do it, but like LeBron has pelts on the wall. LeBron has carried this league
Yeah,
for 20 years. LeBron has championships. LeBron has MVPs. Motherfucker, you ain't LeBron. He can
yeah.
record a podcast during the season. He gets those
You still trying to get to
privileges.
the finals,
You don't play in your games, motherfucker. Like you don't win the game. Fuck winning the game. You don't show up for the games.
right?
Like you don't. You can't. It ain't about. You can't. Don't tell me
Paul
LeBron can
George ain't walked into a season healthy since like 2015. It feels like.
give me a break. Like okay, it's just I remember. What was it like Anthony Davis was on somewhere talking about like his brand and he talked to LeBron and he's trying to build his brand. I'm like, look, LeBron can do that.
Yeah,
You, Anthony Davis, don't have any pelts on the wall. You haven't
yeah.
that
We're still
that
waiting for you to have that not breakout season. He's had great seasons, obviously, but
I mean,
We're
he's
still waiting for him
32
to
years
to
old now.
become.
There's no
Yeah,
waiting. It's
right,
over.
exactly. Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, it's like every season it's like, oh, is this the year that he takes the reins? And the answer is no.
I just don't think the people in charge of the NBA understand how off-putting so many of these players come across.
They don't.
Like,
Someone needs to tell them.
it's just, I believe I've said this before on the podcast. It was like before, like especially like the 90s and 2000s, like the
Hmm.
coverage, especially of like the NBA, was often just like flagrantly racist. And so
Hmm.
we built up like a almost like a PTSD and like a Pavlov's dog reaction to criticism of
Yeah,
NBA players where we're like instinctively defensive of them because we
right.
remember Jailblazers. We remember the things out they said about Allen Iverson.
Yeah. We remember
Um,
the brawl that how they talked about all the
right.
players.
But it's just I don't think that's that anymore. I think these players are
Right.
legitimately off-putting now. Like it,
Yeah.
like,
And it sucks
shit.
because I love hoops. I fucking love the NBA,
When you
and it
got
just sucks to
players
watch it
dogging it at the
become
All-Star
what it's become.
games and
Yeah.
it starts leaking that they're throwing a tantrum because they didn't want to be in Salt Lake City, and it's just like,
Hmm.
do you understand how off-putting that is? Like
Yeah.
you didn't want to do you're basically at a work conference and you're throwing a tantrum because it's cold outside.
Yeah.
Like
It's
these are
like people travel to shitty states all the time for work.
right, and you're literally being paid 30, 40 million dollars a year and you're throwing a
Yeah.
tantrum because it's cold weather outside.
Hmm.
And you expect anyone to understand that. And it's
Right.
funny, what pisses me off is the people that cover the NBA will act like you're unreasonable for not understanding it. They'll be like, "Well, you're not empathetic to the players." And it's like, "Come on, dude. You can't
Yeah.
just
Like
throw that on
we
everything."
Yeah, because by and large, NBA fans are empathetic to the players in certain
Yeah.
aspects. Like with the CBA stuff, yes. With the contract
Yeah.
shit, for the most part, they're pretty empathetic.
It's their
When
money.
it comes to yeah, right. When it comes to this kind of shit, it's like, dude, like just play hard in this game, bro. Like or play defense at least. Like
I'll never forget a real NBA writer said it was like somebody had bought tickets to a game for Christmas
hmm
and a star didn't show up, load management, whatever. And the
right,
NBA writer was like, "Well, you didn't buy a ticket to see that star. You bought a ticket to see the
to watch the
Philadelphia
team.
76ers." And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of my face." Like
Shut the fuck up.
you
Like
don't believe those
you
words
don't
you're
believe
saying
that in
right
your
now. Like
like.
you can't if you cannot put yourself in the shoes of a fan or a father who saved up and bought tickets for Christmas to see
Yep,
the kid's favorite player and that player's
yep,
not there, then you're so removed from the people who watch these games, you shouldn't be covering the sport anymore. You're just too close to
correct.
the players. If you cannot see, if you
Yes,
cannot put yourself in the shoes and understand that frustration, then you do not need to be covering the sport anymore. You just don't. Because
yeah.
at the
Because
very
first of all, the media
tenet
is supposed
of
to speak on behalf of the fans.
correct, you are supposed to be the voice in the ears and the eyes of the fan. Um,
Hmm.
and if you can't understand why that would be frustrating to somebody, then I just don't think you should be covering the sport anymore.
Right. Like I got tickets to a Laker game for my 30th birthday. I It was cool to see Russell Westbrook
Yeah,
and Anthony Davis. I went there to see LeBron James.
correct.
What are we talking about
That's
here?
who's on the front of the ticket. That's who's on the pamphlet. That's who's like.
Yep.
And look, injuries are injuries. That's fine. But at the very minimum, you should understand why that would frustrate somebody. And
Yeah.
it was Big Waz, that works for the Ringer, and he was almost like
Hmm.
mocking them. He was like, "Ooh, your favorite player didn't show. Sometimes when you buy a ticket, you get the understudy, and it's like this is not him. It's not the same thing."
It's not.
Furthermore, if I bought tickets to see the original cast of Hamilton and Lin-Manuel Miranda was not there, yeah, I would feel away.
I would be
Like,
pissed.
like, if it's advertised as the original cast,
Correct.
which, they don't give you a discount because LeBron didn't show up. They